Yeah.
Something along those lines.
I'm Spencer.
I'm Eric. And this week, we were just kind of saying, you know what? We haven't done one in a while. We need to do it. And right now, I'm kind of beating some ass in Dragon Ball, trying to finish this up real quick. You can actually switch it if you wanted.
So he's switch it over to
For a second. While
just so they can watch.
Yeah, while I'm
watch
clicking
you tear
away.
it up. Kids like the Dragon Ball. Yeah, he's playing Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Yep.
Just thematic because he had a little tournament this week that he's going to talk about.
Yeah.
His experience with that, and also learning how to play with JD, who actually just left. They just filmed
The part 2 of how to learn the Dragon Ball Fighter.
Yeah, so we're excited about that. Can't wait to see
My progress.
see Eric expand his Dragon Ball knowledge and become eventually a dragon. Is what the whole point of Dragon Ball Z is, if I remember correctly.
Oh my god, the cringe. Yeah, totally gonna be a dragon after this.
Yeah.
Rawr.
But I guess while we're doing this, besides obviously you're playing Dragon Ball Fighter Z. Anything else you're playing this week?
I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Go, actually. I've been hanging out with one of my friends, and she's been really into it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to start actually actively playing again and paying attention to my Pokedex and all that kind of stuff. And they just released, what's his name? Ryazuga or something, the green dragon from Gen 3, the legendary. They just released him. And it's a raid thing, so I haven't really been able to do that. And they released the last of Gen 3's Pokedex. They released that out to the public. And
so now if I log into Pokemon Go, like there's gonna be all kinds of crazy shit going on, like Pokemon-wise, compared to when I stopped playing.
I mean, are you logging in at your house or are you out in public?
Out in public.
Out in public. There's gonna be a lot of new Pokemon and probably some as a first-gen Pokemoner as I am for the age bracket. There's a lot of them that you don't really recognize anymore.
Yeah. Well, Gen 3, yeah, I was not super impressed with that one.
Yeah. There's actually
Even Gen 2, honestly, I'm not huge on, although I enjoyed it. Gen 1, I think both of us is where we were
checked
at.
out. Yeah. I mean, that's when World of Warcraft came out, and it was kind of like, well, I'm out of here. I'm go play that.
Yeah.
Not exactly, but
Yeah,
in that game time.
Things of that ilk.
So Pokemon Go has some more stuff going on. It's really still the same game, but there's just more to catch now. There's a lot more evolving going on. There's a lot. The spawn rates are a little bit more frequently.
Yeah.
There's a lot more clusters, so you feel like you're using more stuff, or you're catching more actively and stuff, which is nice. But I mean, for the most part, it's still the same game. Other than that, I've been playing Dragon Ball FighterZ, and I think I turned on my 3DS and looked at Pokemon Moon, set up my team, and turned it off. What about you?
I was trying to play 3DS. I wanted to play some Ace Attorney,
Oh, yeah?
because there's one that I haven't beaten, and they released it digitally, and I started it a while ago and then replaced it with Pokemon and never went back, but I kind of want to go back now. But I couldn't find my 3DS, and I ended up finding it on my chess set. I just never noticed it was there.
On your chess set?
Yeah. I was playing, I have a chess set in the living room, and I guess I put it in the middle of it, and then put cards on top of it, because I wasn't playing it for a while.
Cards
Yeah.
against humanity?
No.
Oh.
Like, playing cards. I was teaching my girlfriend how to play poker and blackjack. It's embarrassing, I know, but she doesn't know how to play those.
I'm kind of amazed that you have a chess set in front of your TV along with a deck of playing cards instead of just turning your PS4 on. I'm pretty sure they have a digital version of those games.
I like to play the real thing to keep me sharp on that. But yeah, I was trying to play that. I didn't notice it was sitting there, so it's been there the whole time. Kind of sad about that. But besides that,
Your paperweight was paper cards on top of a video game.
Yeah.
On top of another game.
It's a game stack. Yeah, I've been playing League of Legends I'm getting further and further from caring about that game, which is still a fine game. It's just it's running its course on me. And then I dipped into RPG Maker for a second.
On the 3DS?
No, on the computer.
Okay.
I'm iffy on it being on the 3DS. I'm curious if you can even like publish games or put them out on the phones like I want to, and you can. Or
I have no idea.
you don't know. Yeah, so things like that. Like I would love it on the 3DS. I just don't know if the options are right for it. And then I've been playing Dragon Quest V on the phone, which I adore.
And that's actually like a release in the Play Store?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a little expensive, but it's so much better than I thought it would be. Playing it with like one hand, it's kind of nice. Didn't think I'd like it that much.
You said 5, not 8, right?
5, yeah.
Okay.
5 is really good.
Yeah.
And I knew that because I've started it before, but looking back on it, it's a really good game. All the Dragon Quests, especially like 3 or 4 over, they start getting really good. So I'm impressed with that. What else have I been playing? I think that's it. But yeah, this coming week I'll be playing Secret of Mana when it comes out.
This coming Friday, you said, right?
I think so, yeah.
Cool. That's coming out on the PS4, right?
Yes.
Okay.
PS4, PC, and
Xbox?
might be PS Vita. I don't know.
No Xbox?
No, I don't think so.
No Switch?
I don't know on the Switch.
Let's
maybe.
look that up real
let's
quick.
Look it up.
Uh,
But that should be fun. I never beat it on the Super Nintendo.
it is not on the Switch.
Yeah.
Secret of Mana series coming to Nintendo Switch. Why the Secret of Mana remake isn't on Nintendo Switch.
Didn't make
Both
it.
articles posted by GameSpot.
I'm sure they're both riveting.
Yeah. The Secret of Mana is coming to Nintendo Switch in Japan. Square Enix released trailer today, blah, blah, blah. This collection includes Secret of Mana, along with its prequel, Final Fantasy Adventure.
Oh, but that's the original release. Or is it the 3D remake?
The collection includes Secret of Mana, and along with its prequel, Final Fantasy Adventure Mystic Quest in Europe, and sequel Seiken
Densetsu.
3. Yeah, that's when it comes. One day after the game's official. All 3 games will be one game card, and also available through eShop, which will cost 4,800 yen, or $43 US.
Oh, too much.
New features according Quick Save allows you to save it, and music mode allows you to listen to music.
That's horrible. Wow. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say it's horrible. It's, if you're willing to spend it, it's fine. So I'm not willing to spend that.
There's no news whether the series will get an English language release, but thanks to the Nintendo Switch's region-free settings, you'll be able to access the games in the eShop and play Secret of Mana series in Japanese from anywhere in the world.
Woohoo!
Question is then, if it's in Japanese, is there any other language it does that allows you to play it? Because not very many of us speak Japanese. I mean, you speak a little Spanish, you might be able to get through the game in Spanish.
They're both love languages.
Japanese. But yeah, I mean, it sounds like a cool game. There is a multiplayer feature in that game.
Yeah, it's so weird too, because it comes like, like an hour into the game?
I think it's a little more than that. We've tried to get to it like twice now. But if that actually does exist, if that actually is, I'm curious if you can actually do it online.
Well, my idea was I could bring it in on the weekends, just bring my PS4 over, and we just have the multiplayer that's, on the same console.
Or you can just log into your account on
That's
my
true.
PS4.
That's a good point. Yeah, we could do that.
Just make sure you cloud save it, and we're good to go.
Okay.
There's actually some sign-in features from the PS4 that I've been wanting to play with, where you just have to like hold up your phone to the PlayStation camera, and it like logs you into your account.
That's tight.
Yeah.
What an age we live in.
I know.
It's beautiful.
Technology.
So you've had kind of a busy week with video games. On Friday,
Yes.
you went to a tournament. Which not even JD has done yet, to my knowledge.
Not for Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was informed the day before that on Thursday that there was a Dragon Ball Fighters tournament going on at my local mall.
Now, you call it Dragon Ball Fighters. Is that the hip way of saying Dragon Ball Fighter Z, or is that the intended way?
Dragon Ball Fighter Z is the technical game, but Dragon Ball Fighters is kind of...
Is everyone calling it that?
Everyone's just kind of calling that. Dragon Ball Fighters, it's just... The Z isn't really necessary, because technically it's not even Z, we're fighting in Super Timeline.
Yeah.
Because the series
Well, I
goes
thought
in timelines.
I thought the Z was basically you put the Z as the S. Like Dragon Ball Fighters.
Oh, I thought the Z was extra at the end.
No, it is, but that's the thing is like... Because normally, if you weren't saying the Z, you'd say Dragon Ball Fighter.
Yeah.
But you're saying Fighters. So I was wondering, like, are you just merging them as one word?
Oh, that was unintentional. I was saying fighters because it's plural of fighter, which there are many fighters in this game.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Then all else, you call it Dragon Ball Fighters, everyone knows what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah.
So, yeah, one of my buddies hit me up, told me that this tournament was going on, and he's like, hey, a bunch of my friends are going. And I was like, oh, dude, I want to go. I want to go figure out if they have some kind of live stream thing or if they host tournaments there. Can the Itch Network get involved somehow? And how can we participate in local gaming in our community? And there was already a guy there, Mixtoper. I think it's Mixtoper? Mixtoper?
Like his name's Christopher or something?
So, maybe. I don't know. He just told me his name was Topher. So I was just talking to him in that way. Or his name was Mix or something. But it was really hard to hear him because he was trying to talk to his stream at the same time. But he had a whole setup for it. He streamed it. Me getting just smashed.
So hopefully we can get that footage up of him getting smashed.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the goal.
Because in all honesty, I've put 10, 12 hours into fighters. And that weekend was when this weekend, it was just this last Friday. So we just had our second training session with JD, who's our local, or our community here on the Itch Network. He's our fighter guy.
Yeah.
So this is the first fighter I've played since Mortal Kombat 3 Ultimate. And I have about 10, 12 hours into it. I'm learning a lot of stuff, and I'm learning really fast. I wanted to compete because I wanted to see the level of competition that I was going to have to get to. And to be honest, I didn't feel like it was out of my wheelhouse.
Yeah, because the last one I saw, really the only one I saw, you got him down to the last character.
Mm-hmm.
It was close.
It was. He rocked me the first match. He did some good damage and stuff, but I was fighting back. Second match, it got down to that last bit, but it's a best 2 out of 3 kind of thing. So. Well,
and if you watch how JD plays, he always loses the first fight.
Yeah, typically he always loses the first match because he's figuring out his opponent.
Yeah.
So, and just like for me, like I was figuring him out, and there were a lot of things that he was doing that I was like, oh, I need to do this. Or there was things where it's like, he's doing this a lot. I can see he's doing this.
Yeah.
I just don't know what buttons I need to push to counter that or to defend myself from that. Mm-hmm. And that's something the series that JD and I are doing goes over. It starts teaching you those things. And granted, it's right now in the series, there's some staples, some things you need to know, your foundation you need to build. We're going to start getting into how to deal with cross-ups, how to deal with button mashers and all that kind of stuff. But there's a foundation we wanted to build there of just the tools that are given to you from the game and how to get moving on it, and the intricacies of Dragon Ball Fighters compared to other fighters such as Injustice or things like that. There are some things that this does differently, mainly the 3-team thing, which Marvel had done before.
Yeah.
That plays into this. We talk a little bit about that and go from there, about the things you need to look out for. But going into this tournament of this last Friday at my local mall, I wanted to go and compete because I wanted to see the gap. I wanted to see how much ground I need to cover to catch up to these guys and try and see if I can pick apart some of the things that they're doing. Because, I mean, I was watching like 20 different players play the game, playing with different characters, and getting to see them play at a high level was really cool because I got to see the potential of all these different characters. Mm-hmm. And rather than me picking up a character going, you know what, I like Gohan. I like adult Gohan. I want to see, let me figure out what his potential is. Mm-hmm. Rather than just watching someone use him actively in a fight. Which one of my first match at the tournament that I got knocked out of really quick. That guy was using an adult Gohan, which is my go-to character right now. So watching him use Gohan against me was really interesting because I was watching like, well, this is the kind of stuff I should be doing as this character. So it was really cool, and I think it definitely helped me progress. It's going to help me along, and it also ignited my competitive spirit, and I want to come at this thing with all the attention I can give it and really give it a good go. One of the other things that I wanted to say about the tournament, everyone was there super friendly. Everyone was super nice. I got a couple phone numbers from some people there. We exchanged some gamer tags and stuff, and we talked about streaming together, and we talked about playing different games and whatnot, or playing DBZ with each other, Dragon Ball Fighters, and the other thing was I went there with my brother, who is a lot better at these fighting games than I am. And I was like, hey, so we're going to enter, we're going to compete. It was like $12. But you could play, they were there from 7 until, I think 11 is when they close. So for 4 hours, I got to play unlimited video games in this place. For 4 hours, just walk around, talk, play video games.
That's pretty cool.
By putting in my entry fee. So, yeah, it was $12, but it got me 4 hours of entertainment, which is more than you would get at a movie theater.
Yeah. That's why I don't go to movies.
I don't blame you. But in the process, I was like, come on, bro, let's throw out $12 here, let's hang out and play games, and you compete in the tournament with me. He's like, I don't want to, I'm not gonna win, I'm not that good. And I'm like, and you think I am? Like, you think I'm gonna win this shit? Like, no, like I got stomped. I got out. I had 2 matches. It was double elimination tournament. I was out first. I think I might have actually been the first person out of the tournament, if not second. Like, not really like going high up in the food chain here.
Yeah.
But
you were out as early as you could possibly be.
As
you lost
quickly
your
as
2 matches.
I was 0-2. I was out. So, but I got to sit and watch and cheer on some of the other guys that I had talked with and played with before. We did some casual matches before and after, and but it was honestly, it was a great experience. I highly recommend, even if you have a game you're interested in, if you're a competitive gaming, not even competitive, but just a League of Legends thing. Like, you got to have a cyber cafe around you. Go meet some new people and play some League with them, or.
Yeah, I went to a League tournament a while ago, and it was super awkward because I was playing with some friends from work, and some of them, I mean, they took it very, very seriously, and I didn't really care. And I did a lot better than some of them did, even though they were very serious about it. And then we lost. We got 3rd place in the tournament.
That's not bad.
There's only 4 teams, so we really only beat 1 team.
Okay. That's pretty bad.
but yeah, some people take it very, very seriously.
Of course, yeah.
And it's a little weird, but it is whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you can, any kind of multiplayer game out there, Overwatch, Destiny, go check out your local cafe if you don't want to just play online with your normal group of friends, if you're looking to expand out. I highly recommend it. Pretty much, if people are willing to go out in public like that and play video games out in public, they got to be more social than randoms online.
What's up, the Prince?
How you doing?
How you doing? You got royalty joining us.
Oh, my liege.
Have you heard? Changing subjects a little bit. Have you heard about Microsoft rumored to potentially be buying some companies?
No.
Recently.
No.
It was a rumor that Microsoft was considering buying EA and then Valve.
I saw that on my news feed.
I can't ever foresee them doing either of those purchases. But who knows, it kind of puts things into perspective, because when you think of EA, you think of this like giant company that is like enormous, like biggest video game company ever.
Yeah.
Just make like Madden and Battlefield and just print money out.
But when you do think about it, Microsoft would be like a lot bigger than them.
Oh yeah.
Would really dwarf them. So it kind of puts things into perspective as like we think of these companies as huge, but really in the grand scheme of things, they're
Yeah, in the video game market, EA is definitely bigger than Microsoft, even though they're the ones selling the consoles and all that stuff.
Yeah.
The gaming community, they value EA more than they do Microsoft. But when you look at everything else Microsoft does, this little video game venture that they're doing,
yeah.
it's just a leg of their
yeah.
business model. It's something they don't give 100% attention to. So yeah, you're right. It definitely, Microsoft does dwarf EA, and I'm actually kind of curious about the company's value, their worth.
Yeah, Valve was an interesting one. If they purchased Valve, like just what exactly? Because they have the Microsoft Store, and I guess that I don't know. That's a weird thing because Valve is really known for Steam.
Yeah.
That's kind of their thing, and like, what do they do? What does Microsoft do with that? Like, do they own the platform of Steam, but not the games that are on it? Or how does that even work? Like, that'd be very interesting to see how that works.
Raise the prices of Apple users installing these games to their computers.
Yeah.
Favoring the PC gamers, or the other PC gamers.
You know, it's interesting because Microsoft has that weird approach where they don't seem to care anymore who uses their product, which is weird. Like, I don't know how to feel about it. It's good and it's bad. I mean, it's good for the user in a lot of ways because, like, I can get Microsoft Excel on my phone now.
Yeah,
I have an Android. I was at where I played the League of Legends tournament. I was at a Microsoft store, and they literally are selling Samsung Galaxies there.
Really?
Yeah. They don't even sell their phones probably don't even exist anymore. I don't think they even make them. But they're literally selling.
Hope so.
Yeah. They're literally selling Android phones there. I just thought that was the most interesting thing ever.
Yeah, that is definitely interesting. It's kind of a remodel of it's a step back that Microsoft took. Like, all right, well, we're not this hardware company.
Yeah.
We're the software company, and we need to make our money doing the software aspect of the business. And I think that's smart.
That's basically what they're doing with the Xbox as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Xbox 360 and the Xbox, merging those two, and then offering the subscription for the play all the games all the time thing.
Yeah, and then just saying you can just play it on your computer if you want.
Yeah, and then you can play anywhere on your computer.
Like, why bother with? Which is it's strange to me though because they have that they've put all this focus on sending things to the computer, and they're like, oh, we're gonna release this big console that's super powerful. It's like, wait. Now I'm like confused. It's a very confusing play.
Yeah, because technically they would want people to buy PCs because PCs can be used for multiple purposes. People are going to have to buy Microsoft Word and Office Suite and potentially the OneDrive services and stuff like that. Like getting a PC, they offer a lot more, and the only difference being is that I think on PC you don't have to have Xbox Live. To play some of the games.
See, I've never even looked into it. Maybe, I don't. You don't?
I don't think so.
You don't? Okay.
I'm pretty.
You have a gamer tag and you're good.
Yeah, you make your gamer tag and play with other people on that stuff. So to me, if they want to push people towards the PC gaming, it would make sense that if they want to play Xbox games or that genre, or not genre, but that department of video games.
Yeah.
They want you to have an Xbox Live account so that you can talk with those people and pay for the service you're getting, just like when you have a console. You're not paying to play a game online. You're paying to have the voice chat, to have the online servers, to all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
With PC users, all of a sudden you don't have to pay for that. So they should want to encourage people to switch over to PC because it offers them a lot more avenues of getting more money out of the consumer. Mm-hmm. But I'm curious, to be honest, how many of those consumers switching over to PC, how many of them just use Steam to buy all these games and play games and all that kind of stuff?
I mean, that's what I use.
Yeah, because I mean, there's really no games on the Xbox.
Yeah.
But a thought that just crossed my mind as I was talking about this, if Xbox or Microsoft did buy Steam, does Steam merge with Xbox?
That's
Does
what
your
I'm,
Steam library
right.
hit
That's
Xbox?
That's what I'm wondering. Like, do you get access to all the games? Because some of those games are decidedly not for Microsoft. One game immediately comes to mind is like the Tales series, like those Tales of Berseria and whatever those newest ones are.
Yeah.
They never came out on an Xbox,
Yeah.
and it just seems. I don't know if that's because they specifically said we don't want to deal with Microsoft stuff, and then all of a sudden they just be owned by Microsoft anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. That would be complicated.
Yeah. I mean, it shouldn't be complicated, but it would be. It's interesting because the PC Master Race thing, the play on that, you're talking about market competition, and Xbox and PC have been slowly merging for the last 2 years, I'd say.
And yeah, go ahead. I have something to say about that, but
Yeah, the Xbox and the PC have been slowly merging over the last 2 years, and the PS4 and the Nintendo Switch. The Nintendo Switch actually is saying it's a competition now.
Yeah.
It's competing. It's doing a great job. Then you have PS4, and then now you're kind of like, and then Microsoft.
yeah,
Like, you have, it's hard to say PC and Xbox because you're kind of like, well, like I can play Sea of Thieves on my PC or my Xbox and still play with my same friends.
yeah,
So I have a PC already. I'll be honest, I haven't even thought about buying an Xbox like game on my Xbox. My initial thought is, can I get it on my PC? Because in this setup I have in my living room, and most people would have somewhere in their house, they have Steam links where they can transmit data off to their TV
yeah.
and play in any room they want, or hook up a laptop into your TV and play off that. You plug in a USB dongle for a controller, and you sit on your couch and play like you would any other console, because in all honesty, it's all a PC is. It's a giant console.
Yeah, and it's just weird. Like, and I would think that was what they were going for. Except they released that $500 console,
Yeah.
and now I'm like, everything that they're doing, I'm just so confused at what their strategy is. But I was going to talk to you about, because you mentioned that the libraries of the PS4 and the Xbox are similar, which they are. But I think Nintendo, and Sony's been proving that you need exclusives, but Nintendo's really proving that you need exclusives.
Yes.
Because they're at 14 million Switches sold already.
Go on.
Yeah, 14 million Switches sold. They're the fastest selling console of all time. And they have 2 games. They have Zelda, which you can't get anywhere else, and Super Mario, which you can't get anywhere else. And you could argue, they got Mario Kart. Okay, they have Mario Kart, sure. But that game's been out for forever.
And that's also on the Wii U version.
Yeah.
They also did the Splatoon.
Yeah, Splatoon 2, but apparently it's just like Splatoon.
Actually, that was something I was going to ask about later after this, was how that's doing, because I've heard so much about Splatoon, but never Splatoon 2.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about Splatoon 2. We'd have to look up some numbers.
But yeah, there's not very many. There's just those few, just those 2 mainly,
Yeah.
exclusives on the Switch, and the sales on that thing are ridiculous.
Sales are absurd. And you look at that and you say, well, the only thing they really have, I mean, they have that, and then they have the fact that it's portable, but I don't think people really give that much of a shit about it. I mean...
No. I've heard the exact opposite.
Really?
Yeah.
People are crazy about it?
Yeah.
I mean, I like it too. I didn't know if it would be a huge selling point.
Yeah, honestly, the 4 people I know that play Switch, all 4 of them are like, if this thing wasn't mobile, I would play it 80% less. And they didn't, I don't think when they bought it, they didn't realize how amazing that feature was. And I think the size of it, the screen actually being a decent size and stuff, was they're realizing now is a big selling point.
That might be it, because I was always confused, because I'm a huge portable gamer. Like, I'm a huge 3DS guy, and like I know maybe 5 years ago or 4 years ago, people would be like, I hate
I don't want to play, and this is obviously not kids, because kids love the 3DS and stuff, but like adults would always tell me they don't like the portable stuff. So I was kind of surprised that the Switch caught on in that way. And I guess that's why I don't quite see that, but I don't really talk to people about it either. So
The big thing for me, like I can't play the 3DS. It's too small. The screens are small. The controller in my hand with it being stuck to my screen feels weird. I just don't like how small the 3DS is, and it's in my hands and playing that around the house. But the Switch, I love the size of that thing. The screen size actually looks really good, and the fact that I could snap it into a TV and I can sit on my couch and play.
yeah,
That's huge for me, because one of my favorite, you know what? My favorite accessory was the Game Boy Advance adapter for the bottom of the GameCube.
that thing was tight.
That thing made Pokemon so much fun, and Tactics Ogre, Fire Emblem, all those games I played as a kid were enhanced by being able to play it on a bigger screen, not having to worry about batteries or charging things. It just sat down and play.
Yeah.
Plug and play.
Well,
That's
Game Boy
just
Advance
what
library,
consoles
too.
are for. That too. I need to set up my Raspberry Pi.
Oh my God, if you just play the Game Boy Advance games off of it,
Yeah.
you'll never stop. It's
No,
amazing.
I probably won't. That's one of the reasons why I haven't actually built it yet. Because I know that I would, because just building yours, I sat on the couch for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and just played through games, and I was testing them,
Yeah.
making sure they worked, but I was legit playing them.
Yeah.
Like, I think I started Chrono Trigger on there or something like that, and
You got pretty far.
I got pretty far in it.
Tex Andrews would be impressed.
I love that series, and I cannot wait to see how it goes and where it ends, and then what we do next with it.
Yeah,
I think that character can grow.
somebody
used.
asked on the newest one. They said, "What's he gonna do?" It's funny because he referenced the video. I love when people do that. It's funny, but he said when he finally beats Chrono Trigger, is he gonna keep playing another game, or is he gonna go MIA? Of course, MIA means to him missing in Alabama.
Missing in Alabama, yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to see what he does next. I'd love to.
You should get a different character.
I would love to do like Shining Force. Like you're doing Chrono Trigger, like, because that's like a big deal to you.
Yeah.
I'd love to do Shining Force or.
Yeah, it's funny. Like it all came from because I hate Let's Plays. I just don't like Let's Plays.
Yeah.
But I always wanted to kind of do one for Chrono Trigger because I just love it. It's so important to me. And I was like, well, what's a better way to do it where I can share this game without literally just playing it and being like, oh, this is Chrono, this blah, blah, blah. It's like, I'll do this really unique way. Which, yeah, we could totally duplicate.
Mm-hmm.
Would you be willing to play a character?
Yeah, I could do some voices.
Because you can do voices better than I can. Hell. But
I think you're doing Tex Andrews great.
thanks.
Speaking of side note, and this is related to voices, but not related to video games at all.
Yeah.
Funny story with my girlfriend and I. The other night, we were sitting there, and I was telling her, like, I really wanted to do the Dragon Ball voiceover things and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, I love playing around with voices and things like that. And this Tex Andrews thing is great because I get to mess around with different inflections and read scripts and all that kind of stuff, and I'm enjoying it. And she was like, well, what do you mean? Like, you're saying lines differently. It's not that big of a deal. And I was like, but it adds so much to a sentence when you say it a different way in a different voice. And she was like, and I was like, hey, you want to wrestle with our pants off? And she like looked at me, and I'm like, hey, you want to wrestle with our pants off? And she's like, and I'm like, and I was like, doing another voice, hey, take your pants off and let's wrestle. And just I kept going through all these different voices and stuff, reading it different ways.
Yeah.
And like trying to be like seductive, trying to be like, yeah, do you want to wrestle with me and we could take our pants off? And just having fun with that whole stuff. And she threw stuff at me and told me to go away. But point being,
Probably the right thing to do.
it's a great response. It was the only response she could possibly do.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that I've really enjoyed the Tex Andrews series, and yeah, I would love to do that for other games as well. I thought about it for Dragon Ball fighters. We could do something with Tex Andrews, or we could do Shining Force, because the same reason for we haven't done Shining Force Let's Play before is because it is a long game, and I'm not as a fan of Let's Plays either. I don't really like to sit and watch someone play a game that I've already played, or that I'd rather experience it myself. Mm-hmm. But the mockumentary that we're doing, I think it's a great idea. I was actually really impressed with it, and actually seeing you execute it as well as you are. Go watch it.
Yeah, go check it
Tex
out.
Andrews plays Chrono Trigger.
Doesn't get any views for some reason. Assholes.
I think we need to title him a little differently.
Yeah.
To get the views, and we set the playlist as Tex Andrews plays Chrono Trigger, but the actual titles of the video should be a joke from the thing plus Chrono Trigger, or
yeah, we could call it episode 4, like,
or even put in the thing it's a mockumentary.
Magus comes over to thing or something.
Yeah, like you could even put in the title mockumentary, so that people know that it is a joke and they're supposed to laugh, and it might make them click because they're looking for a joke.
Yeah, maybe that's
so.
We could do. I'll try it with the newest one.
Yeah, because it is great content. It's a lot of fun for us.
I'm gonna try to double time it. We make them twice as long, so I can hurry up with this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see if I can sit that long and write it. To write it takes like an hour and a half.
And playing it takes
probably less time. I'm so good at Chrono Trigger at this point. I can.
Really?
Yeah, I just play it like blindfold, like just straight through. Sometimes I forget like all the little things. Like when I did the last one, let's see, I hadn't actually given Frog the sword yet. I just knew that was coming up and that we were going to go fight Magus. But I was getting the footage for that like a couple nights ago. And there's this whole thing about Frog's story of how he became a frog and everything came before that. And I just I forgot that it was there. Oh. So I'm going to just do, at the beginning of the next one, I have to just introduce that concept.
Gotcha.
But
I thought he was actually, it was an anthropomorphic thing.
No, Magus turned him into a frog.
Oh, gotcha.
Killed his big brother, too.
I was kind of wondering why he was the one that split the mountain and not
Chrono. Yeah. Well, it's the old take on the whole thing's almost a parody in a way. It's the take on the classic middle-aged story of a character, is the hero. And yeah, so he's the hero of that time frame, and they finally get him the hero's medal, which I guess you're only a hero if you have a medal. But
you have a party. I don't know if that's the right tune, but that's the one that's in my head.
Yeah. But they're getting the rock.
The primal dancing. I'm drunk. That soup was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, censorship.
All right. Yeah. I there's quite a bit that I'd love to do with that and characters and stuff. And you actually, again, another advertisement for this thing. You're actually doing a really good job writing the script and stuff for it.
Thanks.
Like, there's been a couple times as we record the lines and I'm listening for the first time hearing this stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't pre-read the script. I don't read your parts beforehand. I let you present them to me.
Yeah.
And God, I've laughed so hard in some of these that you've done.
I'm trying to toe the line between just being funny and occasionally throwing in like a edgy societal jab. Try not to do too much of that because it's not needed, but
right.
But occasionally, I mean, when it makes sense, it makes sense because he wouldn't understand homosexuality.
Yeah,
and just things like that. Which
his character doesn't understand it, and yeah. We should put a disclaimer at some point, like the beginning of this week. When we do the episode, we should do like a disclaimer of like how Tex Andrews doesn't represent the Itch Network and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Like his opinions don't
reflect those
of those on the cast.
We should do his opinions don't reflect those of Spencer and Eric. And Roosevelt's still in there.
Oh God, that would be hilarious.
Yeah, I want to make a character with Roosevelt,
like because
he's just like mean black, like angry black, and just have him play some weeaboo game, whatever, weeb game. I just think it'd be very funny.
Like Debo from Friday playing.
Yeah. What the fuck is this? Who's this guy?
That would be funny.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm Spencer,
And I'm Eric.
and thanks so much for watching.
Yep.
Got some great content this week.
Yeah, be sure to check out a lot of our other stuff. We will be continuing to do our podcast, which we haven't done in quite a while, which I don't even know if we switched the title of this stream.
I did.
You did? Okay. We have a lot of other content that we've been focusing on. A podcast used to be a weekly thing for us, and
It's like a monthly thing now.
it might be a monthly thing at this point, but plenty of episodes for you to go back and check out. Plenty of other content for you to check out, and live streams coming from Rosie, as well as Sean, and JD will be participating in a little bit as well, and Cooper, one of our other friends, that they're going to be playing
Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter. That's the word, Monster Hunter Worlds, on our channel as well.
I'll try to play Secret of Mana on Friday.
Sounds good.
Maybe I can get us to the part where it's multiplayer. Wait.
By Sunday,
Yeah. Yeah.
when
Anyway.
we record these.
Take it easy.
Season 2, Episode 1. Nah.